Hey y'all, I'm Michelle Pippin and I really appreciate you being here for the day one, video one of a three-part blogging series. And this is something that I didn't intend to do. The truth is that I launched a blogging program just to my Women Who Wow members, and even to people that I was in direct communication with, I was surprised at the objections and the bad feelings, frankly, that people had towards their previous blogging efforts. And I want to give away this three-part training for free because for years now with my members, our members meet live. For a couple years, we met live every month in Chesapeake, Virginia. We have members all over the country. And for years, I have been sort of on this content marketing soapbox, and I have been a little bit frustrated at how slowly people really grabbed hold of this and put it to work in their business. And I want to tell you sort of why you should listen to me. When I first began my journey in business, I literally invested $50 to get it going. And it's sort of the same story as when I first built my house. I had no money to invest, nothing to speak of. And I had to go and solicit loans and get the house built on what we called sweat equity. And that's exactly the same sort of process or the same premise that I used in order to build my business. Because I had no liquid equity to invest, because I couldn't buy traffic, because I couldn't buy a commercial, because I couldn't even buy a NAWBO membership, frankly, I had to put in sweat equity. And I learned that the best form of sweat equity that I could invest at that time is the same sort of sweat equity that gives you the most mileage today. And that is content marketing. I'm going to do an umbrella of this, sort of under the tagline of blogging, but it's really all about content marketing. You are in the right place if you have tried blogging and it didn't work, if you feel like no one is reading your blog despite the consistency with which you write. The hard truth is that you might be right. No one's reading your blog. Either way, we're going to fix that. If you're sort of over the whole online thing entirely because it's frustrating to you, if you don't know where to begin and everybody's giving you all this different language, you could take the spotlight problem and the floodlight problem and the keywords and all of this stuff, you're in the right place. What I do in my business with my clients is I always look for the shortest path between where we are now and where we want to go. I want to zero in on a simple solution and cut out all of the clutter and the fluff and the things that are keeping us frustrated and busy and frazzled and all of that. The training that I'm going to start right now, and it will continue through the next 3 videos, it was frankly going to be only for the people paying to go through the blogging program. But when I realized how much potential was being left on the table with people because they are sick of blogging, they're sick of the online marketing space, and they just kind of wiped their hands of it, I decided to do it for free, portions of it for free. And in this first video, I want to talk with you about exactly how blogging works to build your business. Exactly why blogging is the workhorse of your business and how it can be the workhorse of your business. And this is why, for anybody out there who is grabbing hold of the podcasting world, like me, if you're grabbing hold of the periscoping and you're thinking about Instagram and Blab and Catch and all of that stuff, listen. There is a reason that all of these people with multiple millions of downloads on their podcast still blog. That reason is because it works. It works better than most anything else you can do to grow your business and grow your bottom line. It just doesn't work the way they told you it was going to work. We'll get there. I wanted to cover in this video my boomerang principle, which has everything to do with creating your content calendar. And in video 2, we're going to cover the content calendar in detail. But the boomerang principle has everything to do with how and why your blog wasn't working for you in the past, or not the way you imagined it would. We're also going to end with what you should do with your old already posted content, okay? That way you have something that you can do today before we get ready for tomorrow's video. So I want to cover something today that you have no doubt heard over and over and over again and have probably stopped believing. And that is the fact that blogging could and should be a workhorse in your business. When done well, when done right, blogging can dramatically increase your leads. It'll help you make sales. It'll shorten the sales cycle. It arms your referral sources with new and fresh content to put in front of more of your target market. It builds your authority. It gets you media attention. Where you've been lied to is the fact that blogging consistently does not mean all of these things are going to happen on your blog. It flat out does not mean that. That is where strategy comes into place. You see, in the past several years, any blogging program that you might have checked out or blogging training that you checked out would give you prescriptive benchmarks to follow. Okay, if you want to increase your traffic, you've got to blog every day. If you want your blog to make money, then you need to have X number of followers. You need to post on this day or that day, or share on this time or that time. And they would give you these prescriptive benchmarks, and they left out the heart of a blogging strategy, and that is the strategy part, right? They left out what you needed to infuse, what you needed to equip your blog with in order for it to turn into business for you. That's what we're going to talk about today. You see, the number one reason that your blog might not have been working, and let's face it, that's why you stopped blogging. That's why you stopped blogging consistently, is because it didn't work the way you had thought it would, or hoped it would, or were told it would. And so when something's not working, we tend to abandon it or become less consistent with it. But the problem wasn't your consistency. The problem was the fact that you were blogging the way they told you to, and it just wasn't working. And when something's not working in your business, you're smart to let it go, right? Let me tell you why most people blogging for business get very, very frustrated. They create their content calendars without what I call the boomerang principle. Everything in their content calendars is about the reader, their target market, their industry. And we plug into our content calendar all the things that we want for our reader. We want them to embrace this. We want them to feel this. We want them to do this. And that's a good part of your blogging strategy, right? I have the same one. When people come to my blog, I want them to be empowered, encouraged, and equipped. I want them to know that they can do it, that they should do it, and I want them to know how to do it. That's my goal for them. That's my goal for you, right? The boomerang principle says if I can just embed, if I can infuse my blog with something that calls that content back to me, that it's a boomerang principle, that I serve the person reading my blog, and then it boomerangs back to me. That is where blogging for business takes on a whole new realm of efficiency and profitability. And no one's talking about this. No one's talking about this. Maybe it's because it makes me look selfish to say that, but listen, if we're not getting any benefit from the heart and soul and sweat and tears that we put into our blog, you know what happens. We stop blogging, or we stop blogging with heart. We start phoning it in. And no one's really served by that. But if we could make small tweaks to make each piece of content we put on our blog have that boomerang effect, where it goes out and touches people and sends them back our way, then we put more heart into our blog. We put more into it. More people are served. More people are helped. And our business grows as a result. So as we get into this video training, you're going to learn more and more about the boomerang principle and exactly what to do with your blog, right? Because Frankly, if blogging is not working for you, if it didn't work for you, you just did it wrong, right? There is an element of consistency to blogging. That's not a lie. That's not a farce. That's really true. But consistency without strategy just leaves you with a bunch of blog posts and still with the same needs for your business, the same lead gen needs, the same selling needs. And so we're going to fix that through this 3-part series. But today I wanted to hit on the boomerang technique a little bit, but I wanted to talk with you about your old content, because most people who are writing in and most people who are engaging with me on Facebook about this, they've started blogging. They did their blogging. And the thing is that they realized that it wasn't working, and then they sort of stopped. There's one small thing I want you to do. I want you to go into your Facebook account or your Hootsuite or whatever you have, and I want you to schedule. I want you to share your best pieces of content. I want you to share one a day for the next 10 days. Pick your 10 best pieces of content, and I want you to share them. I don't care how old they are, right? The older, the better. The older, the better. That builds authority. Right? That builds authority. There are so many different ways to use your old blog post, and we're going to get into all of those in this training. But for today, I just want you to share them again, right? When you wrote them, maybe you had 4 people looking at your blog, and now maybe you have 14. Either way, it's 10 more people that you can help. But I want you to go back through, find the 10 pieces of content that you're most proud of, that you feel like would serve people the best. I don't want you to make any changes, and I want you to share them. One of those blog posts per day for 10 days. That's the first assignment. You're going to start getting some traction that that will get you excited, but that's just the first step. And I want you to really ponder the boomerang principle. I want you to really ponder that, because I want you to start figuring out, what should they come back to me for after reading a blog post? And this isn't something we figure out with every blog post necessarily, but your blog in general. What is that boomerang component that you're going to infuse your blog with? That will change everything. We're going to get more into that tomorrow for video 2. And in video 2, it'll be our most popular video, because we are going to get into the nitty-gritty of creating a strategic and profitable content calendar. And I can promise you, this is nothing like the editorial calendars you've been encouraged to create in the past. So looking forward to that. Thank you for being here. If you're in the blogging program, you're in the right place. And if you're not, stay tuned when we open the doors for this. And but either way, stay for the 3 trainings. Talk to you soon.